Hey, this is Samith Pich, and I'm talking to you from the Bahamas in the Atlantis Resort. Been enjoying the wonderful scenery here, and I happen to come across, like, essentially my mentor and idol, like this guy here, Zach Crawford, and we've been spending a couple of days together, just masterminding, just talking about our businesses. And I knew that I had to make sure that I sit him down and do this quick interview. So Zach, thank you so much for doing that for me, mate.
Welcome, man.
Look, I've known Zach since what, 2000?
A couple years back, at least.
Couple years back now, and we've been connecting to and fro. And when I was struggling online, I had no idea what I was doing. I was in information overwhelmed. I was struggling, and then I found this email one day from a guy called Zach Crawford, and then I saw a picture of him, and honestly, look at him, mate, look at him. He looks amazing, but it's like totally against the grain in terms of what an internet marketer is. But what happened over those next couple of weeks and months was I got to know him, and he has been like an inspiration to me. He's been a mentor to me, and he's essentially the first person that helped me create my first 1,000 days online. And if I would attribute anything, this is not supposed to be a testimonial, but it is anyway. I would attribute so much of my success to him. So thank you so much again.
You're welcome, man. I'm glad I can help you.
So what I really want to talk to you about is, for people who don't know you, tell them a little bit about your story.
All right, so basically when I started, it was back around 2006. I actually got hit by a drunk driver. And so that left me well over $50,000 in debt. I went through a lot of depression at one point. There was probably a 3 to 4 year period there where pretty much my parents were wondering if I was going to end up killing myself. It was that bad. Then I went through and creditors started chasing me. It got to the point where, I couldn't even go to work, couldn't go anywhere without them calling, trying to collect money and chasing me down. And then I got into personal training. That was kind of like a way to relieve some of the stress. And then after a while, I kind of figured out that I was buying all these courses from a person to teach me how to market my business and actually start boot camp trainings. And after a while, I put 2 and 2 together. This guy's not a millionaire by running boot camps. He's a millionaire by selling the info products that I've spent well over $2,000 buying.
Yep.
So then I started researching like most people do, looking for how to make money online. That led to one thing, spent thousands of dollars buying product after product, kind of like how when you found me, you were in that same information overload stage. And at a certain point, I realized that, you're never going to get anywhere if you don't have consistency. So that kind of led from there. I learned a little bit, and I had some big success in the beginning. I did product launches where I'd make $50,000, $60,000. I believe that's how you actually found me.
Yeah.
And but then it was like an up and downhill battle for me, where I'd make money and crash, make money, crash, and that was a lot because of personal problems. Then it got to a point where I basically hit rock bottom, was down to my last $3,000, and then at that point I knew something needed to change. And then from there, it scaled forward, and I've made no less than $50,000 a month pretty much for the last 6-7 months.
Cool.
That's the short story of it.
Okay, it's an amazing story, and what I love about you is that you never ever try to make yourself out to be some type of guru. In fact, I think your story.
I'm the anti-guru.
You're the anti-guru. He really is an anti-guru. And so what he really does is you've always been authentic. You've never been afraid to share your story, but at the same time, I never feel like you're milking your story. You're just like, this is what it is.
It's raw, it's uncut. It is what it is.
Yeah, and then people identify with that. So I came to identify with you, and I came to identify that what did it take to be successful online? What did it take to be successful in anything? It takes an incredible amount of work and commitment and focus.
Yeah.
And you were totally the opposite of saying to everybody, hey, you can become rich quick.
Yeah, I never really liked that whole mentality of just you buy a product and you get rich tomorrow. So what's kind of funny is I even created products teaching people how to make money online. But when I started, I told myself I'd never do that. It just kind of led into that because people were like, Zach, you're making money doing this stuff. Why don't you teach it? And then, so I was like, okay, there was the demand there. And I never even planned to get into like coaching and consulting, but then there was that demand there too. And I realized that there's, most people looking from the outside in, if you're watching this and you think like you got to go that hypey, scammy route where you promise people are going to get rich tomorrow and they're not going to. For me, I knew that there was a market there, people that wanted, the raw, uncut version, what you really got to do. So for me, I try to fend away the people that want to get rich quick, and I only try to focus on people like Samith, that really want to know what you really got to do to get results. I don't like the market and I don't like dealing with people that are more just in it for 30 days and they're going to quit. They don't get results. My market is the people that are in this for the long run and really want to build a big business.
I think people don't have a problem with working hard. I mean, people already work hard. What they have a problem is being lied to, and then they have a problem. If you just tell them to them straight, they're like, "Hey, I can respect that," and then they get on with it. And talking about the whole 30-day, you have a 30-day program, which is totally different. So instead of most programs give you the whole program, you just consume it, and then you're like, "Oh my God, what do I do?" But what really was refreshing about your program was you actually made me do things on a consistent basis, which created the habit of realizing this is a real business and you've got to be consistent.
That's
so
right.
Tell me how you came up with the whole 30-30 idea.
So when I first started, I realized the one thing why I wasn't getting results was consistency. And a lot of times that's because you don't want to do the things that you don't really want to do. Like most of us as human beings want to remain in our comfortable zone. So when I first learned that, like, for instance, video marketing is one of the most powerful ways to get your message across. The first time I tried to even do a video, I even had to drink vodka, get drunk, and then, I still couldn't. It was like, and I couldn't get a word out. So it took me like another 30 days.
That would have been a hilarious video. Have you got that?
I probably deleted it. But, it took me 30 days to get over that mental hump. Yeah. And then after I did the first one, I was like, okay, nobody dragged me down the street. Nobody hurt me, and I didn't suffer. So I realized that if I was going to get anywhere, I had to commit to do something at least 30 days, because usually it takes 21 days to eliminate that bad habit. And then I come into the conclusion that whatever you're doing, if you do something 30 days consistently, then you break that bad habit. But what he's talking about, the 30-30-30, is 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night for 30 days. So it could be, personal development, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night, and you do it for 30 days consecutively. And then after that, it creates a habit. So you don't quit after the 30 days, but you create that habit initially. So it's almost like brushing your teeth. You do it every day. Kind of like if you work out, you go to the gym every day. But for that first 30 days, it's painful. You're hurting. You don't feel like going. And then once you create the habit, then it's just natural. So I come up with the 30-30-30, and usually almost everybody that follows through and does that, you can tell that they're going to be the ones that are going to be successful, because they understand you're not going to make this kind of money overnight. You got to put in the work.
Now, you've had quite a number of coaching students come through, and I really think that your coaching is different. But tell me, why is it important for a person to have coaching?
Just because when you start a business, you don't know what you don't know. So, like for me, when I went in, I had no clue what I was doing. I bought all kinds of products, tried making money in 50 different directions. And, you can try to go the cheap route where you basically just, buy something for $27 and then you're done. Or you can hire somebody that's smarter than you and knows more. I mean, like now, I'm getting ready to look for coaches that's going to cost me $25,000 to $50,000. If you want to get to that next level, it's much easier just to pay for somebody's knowledge than to try to figure it out yourself. So when I first started, that's what I did. I basically just looked for somebody that I resonated with, paid for the blueprint so they could show me what to do, and then I just went and did it. And I do that all the time now, kind of like, even yourself. You look for somebody that you resonate with, whether it doesn't matter where they come from or what their story is, but somebody you like and that has the lifestyle you want, and then you just pay them to tell you what to do. And then you ignore everything else, and you follow that plan, and you'll get there.
Okay, so talking about doing really, really well, you've done really, really well over the past couple of months. People call you the dark horse in terms of it appears like you came out of nowhere, but you didn't come out of nowhere.
No, this was 4 years in the making.
Yeah.
I probably struggled for a solid 2.5.
Yep.
Around that point, I started getting traction, but that was when it was up and down. And then at a certain point, I just got really serious and drove it home. And that's when everything skyrocketed. But everybody didn't know who I was because I wasn't really producing any results in the background for a while. And then once they started seeing the income and seeing me pop up everywhere, that's where they come up with was out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that was a thing. You did that on purpose. You're not like one of those big guys who well, you're big, but you're not out there everywhere to say, hey, look at me. You're too busy getting results for your students, and you helped me do it as well. So recently, you received a ring on stage, and what does that ring symbolize?
That's for making $100,000 at least in commissions in the company that we're in.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So what does $100,000 mean to you?
Not much, really, honestly. Yeah. For me, it's not money. At this point, my bank account's full. I can pretty much do what I want. It's more for being in that top 1%, what you can achieve. I get more excitement now, honestly, when people come back and tell me they made their first $1,000 or they made their first $10,000. I got people now that have made $80,000 plus, and 100,000 plus, and I get more excitement from that because once you start making the money, you realize, that it's not what you thought it was going to be. If you notice, I'm pretty low key. I dress like we were making a joke. We were talking the other day, and I told him you'll never see Zach Crawford wearing a suit on stage, and he said, "I bet you will."
I bet I will.
I said, if you see it, I'm going to cut the sleeves off, and it's just because that's not me. It's not comfortable and stuff like that, and my brand is live life on your terms, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but for me, money will never change me. It was always about my parents and giving them a better lifestyle. And like now, I told you, as soon as we get home, I'm actually moving them into the new house I got for them.
Awesome.
And so it's not really about money. I'm more of a tightwad now than when I didn't have money. I used to buy all the toys, but once you get to a certain point, you realize it's about freedom, and it's about just being able to do the stuff you want, like being able to be here and not have to be at a job.
Yeah. So in final closing, what do you really think it takes to be successful online?
Iron like persistence.
Yep.
Because you're gonna hit struggles, and there's gonna be a point where, if you don't want it bad enough, and you're just in it for the money, you're gonna quit.
Yep.
Money won't get you up out of bed in the morning. It won't keep you up late at night, and it won't keep you going through all the failures. There's one tip I can give you outside of the persistence is to find somebody you like, even if you don't buy their coaching, and just reverse engineer them. It's a popular thing I teach everybody. So most people, they go and follow 5 or 10 people and they never get results. But if you follow one person you like and you opt into their funnel, you watch what they do and figure out all the traffic sources they drive and how they talk to the people that they market to, and you just kind of copy what they do, you can expect close enough results. If I would have figured that out earlier, I wouldn't have needed as much of the persistence that I had to apply. It would have been much easier. But yeah, persistence is the number one thing, because most people, motivation gets you going, but if you don't have the persistence, you're going to quit when it gets hard. So persistence.
Okay, cool. And what about connecting with people? Do you think your connections are important about who you know and stuff?
Yes and no. I don't think your success depends on somebody else.
Yeah.
I think obviously, a mentor helps. Knowing certain people helps. But, as far as connecting with the right people, they can help you get there faster.
Yep.
But I do think it helps to be personable and to, talk to lots of people like me and him talked about. You can drive lots of traffic to a sales page, but direct conversations and direct connections. The number one reason I'm able to do what I do is I make myself available. They can reply by email. They can reach out to me on Facebook. I don't try to put myself out there where they can't find me. I make myself easily available. So I think that part of connections is important, but I don't think if you don't have somebody showing you exactly what to do, if you have persistence, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Just a mentor will get you there quicker.
Yep. Okay, so where can people find more about you if they don't, or if they haven't already?
Psychologicallyunemployable.net. Long URL.
Long URL, but you don't forget it.
It sticks in your brain.
Yes, it's like a worm that goes in there. So, Zach, mate, I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for me. I know that, despite me long being a past coaching student, I've always been able to connect with you and help. I think we're at this, we're now at the stage where we're looking at business together and how we can help each other. And thank you for everything that you've done. I hope you've had lots of good value. I hope that I can steal this guy away another time, and we're going to talk about some nitty-gritty traffic stuff. But apart from that, it's really about you. It's about, first of all, knowing your why. It's not about the money. What are you really going to do this for? And then it's about the persistence that you need. Really hard-headed persistence. And finally, it's about focus. So if you can focus on just doing something little for the next 30 days, spending 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, it's not about totally burning yourself out, is it? Doing 8 to 12 hour days. It really is about just realizing this is a business and you're going to work forward. So hope you had some good value. This is Samith Pich, Zach Crawford here, and live life on your terms. Thank you. Bye-bye.